Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Bizarre, John Viner.
Thank you. It's very, very good to see y'all. I don't usually do this, but tonight there's a special person in our audience, the star of Barney Miller, Hal Linden. I'm going to go up and talk to him, if you don't mind. Hal? See you, Hal.
Thanks. Good to see you again, John.
Well, thank you very much. I see you've given up the macho look. You took the mustache off?
The foot gets stuck there.
Yeah. That's what I mean. How does it feel to be away from Barney Miller?
Oh, it's a relief.
Yeah, I guess it should be. What are you going to do now that the show's been canceled? They're running the reruns, of course, but what are you going to do for a job?
I guess I'll have to look around.
I'll help you. Hey, it's good. What a night! I just happened to look across and I see somebody else I know, a great actress. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe this. Excuse me, please. I'm so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, Lonnie Anderson. Everybody wants to ask a lot of questions, but the big one is it true what they say about Bert? That ain't very big. All right. No! Another one. Clint Eastwood, ladies and gentlemen. A star-filled night. We'll see you in a minute. All right, attention. Stay at attention. No, I said different. Excuse me a minute. What you're about to see seems to happen to us once a year. See, we were going to do an army piece here that was a little risque and that used language that is commonly used in an army barrack. But the censor put his nose in our funny business and said, no, you can't do it. But don't worry, I've come up with a substitute for the off-color words. Hollywood celebrity names. May not be as funny as the off-color words, but I hope it'll work. You men disgust me. I give you an inch, you take a mile. I'm the only sergeant in this base. Let you guys go into town. And what do? You disgrace me. You soldier.
Yes, Sergeant.
Was it true that you were bailed out of jail this morning?
Yes, Sergeant.
And last night you were the lady of the evening?
Yes, Sergeant. But it was worth it. She had a beautiful Ackroyd and the best pair of Sinatras I've ever seen in my life.
Wonderful. Do you realize that woman has probably been with every man outside this base? Well, mark my words, in about 34 hours, you are going to have an advanced case of Pacino.
Sounds terrible. How will I know?
Starts with a rash on your estrada. Then your Asner swells. And finally becomes too painful to math out.
He's right, you know. I once knew a soldier who had such a bad case of Pacino he had to have his Travolta removed.
He did? No one knows this, fellas, but I've been suffering from a Pacino with a touch of Dreyfus for 4 years now. How advanced is it? Well, let me put it to you this way. I used to be white.
This talk is making me sick. If I hear any more, I'm going to Stallone in my pants.
You better hold your Stallone, Sarge.
Why's that?
We're out of Pavarotti paper.
Stop tape, please. Stop this.
Hey, Bob, all we need is one Hollywood name, and we've got it made. One more.
We can't do it. It's not working. Okay, it was kind of funny, but we can't use Hollywood names.
Jesus Christ. You know, sometimes you're a pain in the hagman. I just feel like giving him a swift kick in the Redford. In fact, you know, I'd like to take you out in public and have you Lancastered. I'd like to see you jumping around the streets holding on to your De Niro.
Are you through?
I don't know. You guys have anything?
I can't think of a thing.
Okay. Let's strike this, please, and we'll move on.
Working. They were laughing. People were laughing. Weren't you people? They were laughing. They liked it.
You can't, let me tell you something. You can't use Hollywood names like that.
Why? Why not?
Because we're in this business, and people make fun of actors as it is. You know, we're trying to make like we're people with honor and integrity and dignity, and you can't. You got to use other names. How do we know? Maybe we're going to want a guest on our show once. Maybe we'll even want David Letterman to be on our show.
No way. Sorry, Bob. I should have shown it to you. Should have shown you the piece before, I did it tonight. That's all I
You did
can
a good
say.
job. You got good laughs. The only thing I have to tell you is we can't ever use Hollywood names like that because it's insulting.
All right.
And we might want people to be on our show, and we covered a lot
Yeah,
of
I can
people.
understand that. Sure.
Next time, use sports names, or really the best thing you can do is politicians'
I
names.
see.
Because we never want a politician on our
Yeah.
show, and everyone knows them.
Yeah.
So that really works. But you did a good job.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I'm going to go in here and wash up. And
I
I'll
wouldn't
see-
use that men's room if I were you.
Why?
But the Reagan's plugged up. Reagan the politician. What do you think I meant? Reagan the toilet?
You can have 5 minutes with him, Father. Then we must shave his head.
Thank you so much, Father, for coming and spending these last 5 minutes with me.
That's all right, my son. Over the year I've gotten to know you here in prison. I've found you to be a fine man, a model prisoner who just never got a break in life. Now, through my prayers, you will be forgiven. Is there anything you need forgiveness for?
Well, yeah, there's a few things I never admitted to anybody that I'd kind of like to get off my chest. I murdered that librarian.
Forgive him, O Lord, for the violent act he has committed.
I molested Sister Dorothy in the parish parking lot.
Forgive him, O Lord, for the violent act he has committed.
I robbed and attacked that blind couple who run that magazine stand, and I drove their seeing eye dog to the end of town and then set him loose.
Forgive him, O Lord, for the violent act he has committed.
And I set fire to this old folks' home, killing 72 people, including your mother and father.
Forgive him, O Lord, for the violent act he has committed.
I invented the game Pac-Man.
Pardon me.
I invented the game Pac-Man.
Forgive me, O Lord, for the violent act I'm about to commit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bizarre show this evening is very honored to have with us the first man of country prison train music, the one and only Johnny Bucks.
Well, thank you very much.
It's great to have you here, Johnny.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Would you like to sit down?
Well, I certainly would. Well, here you are, honey. Something to do on the bus. One of my Johnny Bucks girls. Teaching her the ropes. Sorry you can't have both brains and beauty, too. She's got the brains. We'll figure that out later. Sure enough, thank you kindly. Oh, nothing back there, is it? No.
Well, now, let's get right to Johnny Bucks and his fabulous career.
Love to.
Now, when did you write your first song?
I wrote my first song when I was in the 3rd grade. I think I was only 15 years old, and I wrote this song for my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Tuttle. I really liked her. The song is called Ode to Miss Tuttle. I once walked a mile for camel with a skip and a hop and a jump. But after I laid eyes on your face, I'd run through shit for a hump.
Thank you very much. What was your next song?
Well, I wrote my next song 4 years later. I was 19 and still in the 3rd grade. This was my first real love song. It's called Shirley Burns, You Give Me Fits. When I was in school in the 3rd grade, nobody knew about love. Woo-hoo. All I did was play baseball with my bat and my ball and my glove. Then one day I met Shirley. Shirley Burns was her name. And from the day I met Shirley, I was never, ever the same. Come on, everybody. Every day I'd walk up the aisle and pass the place where she sits. Not only did she have a cute smile, but she was the only 3rd grader with. Palomino.
That's repulsive.
That was a repulsive time in my life. I was on cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and I was drinking whiskey and eating at McDonald's every day. But I got religion and I'm cured now. I don't eat at McDonald's anymore.
Well, let's move on to that part of your career that really took off, when you started singing about prisons.
Well, that was a terrible time in my life. Sure, I sold songs, but there was a lot of pain in writing and singing. In fact, I remember the first prison song I ever wrote. When I went through the lineup, they frisked me looking for a knife or a gun or a watch. I said, guards, I'm not carrying a weapon. Get you no good hand off my crotch.
Just a second, Johnny, please. Hold it, hold it.
Well, that's what I told the guard. Hold it, hold it. Get your hands off my crotch. You have to look at my watch. Straighten my tie. Open my fly. Look at my watch. I wrote a lot of songs for Bob Dylan, too.
Now, one of the things your critics constantly say is that you use prison to make money selling records, that you really know nothing about prison life, that you're a user and a fake. So let me ask you something. Were you ever really in prison?
Of course I was in prison. Do you think I'd have made 17 prison albums just to make money? Of course I was in prison. It was a living hell. I witnessed homosexuality. Brutality during homosexuality. Homosexuality during brutality. Solitary confinement. Beatings from the prisoners. Beatings from the guards. Starvation, exhaustion, depression. I witnessed it all.
God, that sounds horrible. How long were you in?
One night. And I'll never forget it. I'll never get another parking ticket again.
Thank goodness our time is up.
Wait, I just want to say one thing. It's hurt me when people say Johnny Bucks is an opportunist, that I'd sing about anything just to make a buck. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. But I've stopped singing about prisons because 17 albums kind of covers that one night.
Well, we're all glad to hear that Johnny Bucks will no longer make records to capitalize on other people's misfortunes.
Yeah.
Now, what's your next album going to be?
Well, it's something that I've experienced in the depths of my heart. It's called the Falkland Islands Railroad.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Johnny Bucks.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure. Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. Before I say goodnight, I'd like to close the show with a little song. I want to do a little number from a show, and well, I can't think of the name of the show. I can't think of the name of the song. Just a minute. I'll have it in a minute. It's a little something. What's the matter?
Great show. No, you really did a good job.
What do you mean, did? I just have a few minutes here, and then I'll be off. Be almost over here.
Don't ruin it. You had a great show, and you're getting a little tired. Let me bring someone in to help you.
No, come on. You mean you're not going to let me finish
No,
the
I got
show?
two great comics
Well,
in the bullpen.
Come on, let me finish the show. I just had the good nights and do it. I can handle it, Bob.
Stop it, John.
No, come on. Will you? I can handle it.
You had a great show. Just let me bring in someone in, okay, and finish it for you.
I mean, I'm not going to...
Can we bring in the right-handed comic, please?
Well, thanks a lot for coming out and finishing up for me, Henny. I know this crowd. Don't give them any curves, and, give them the best pitch that you got, okay? Now, get out there and win it for me, huh, Henny? Damn.
Take my wife, please.